Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
All right, guys, today's show is brought to you by none other than Victory Barber. Victory Barber is truly a classic grooming line created for men by internationally renowned barber Matty Conrad. Every product is made with quality ingredients and award-winning fragrances to create a line that stands out from the pack in both performance and presence. Victory Barber and brand has created a compact and comprehensive styling range for any man to create versatile styling regardless of the hair type. I mean, Lewis, you only got to take one look at me to say, wow, this guy's hair is amazing. He uses top-of-the-line products. I mean, my hair has been called a work of art, and that is only since I've been using Victory Barber products. Claymore is a beeswax-based super clay that never finishes oily and creates aggressive texture in the hair. It works incredibly well in both thick and fine hair. Lewis, you have extremely fine hair. In fact, you are bald, so this doesn't appeal to you, okay? Your hair is far too fine for this commercial. Listen, let me just say this.
I feel like you're mocking me with this fucking advertisement. The whole thing is just like, hey, guys, look how great my hair is. Imagine you had hair like this. I'm literally in tears over here.
Yeah, well, my hair, if you could smell it through the screen, it smells like clean laundry, okay? Super Dry helps you create that effortlessly disheveled, dry-looking hair that will make James Dean jealous, for crying out loud. It would make anybody jealous.
The porn star?
I don't know about the porn stars, Lewis. I don't watch that kind of garbage. But let me tell you, its remarkable oil-free formula creates weightless texture in the hair, making it perfect for grooming fine hair into place without making it look thinner. Its woodsy scent is both fresh-smelling and intoxicating. So if you want to get involved, if you want to look good, if you want to up your men fragrance grooming regime, honestly, all jokes aside and all insults on Luis J. Gomez aside, I truly do recommend this product. It's awesome. Check it out. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. All products are made inside the USA. All formulas are cruelty and paraben free. Of course, we have a deal for you. Go to victorybarber.com. Use the promo code BYM15 and you will get 15% off the order. victorybarber.com, promo code BYM15, 15% off. There it is for the taking. Get involved. Let's start the show. Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the fuck up.
And new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael the Count Bisping.
This is Believe You Me on the Gas Digital Network.
All right, here we are. Believe you me. We're back 108. 108 episodes of absolute magic. Yeah, Shannon, wow. Alex, bring that down. What's up, Bisping?
What's up, buddy? 108 shows of me and you talking absolute bullshit. Who would have thought we would have got to this stage? Funny bullshit, informative bullshit, but still bullshit nonetheless. But I do enjoy it. I do like it. 108 episodes. But not in 2 years. I feel like it's been about a year and a half. A lot has happened in those years. Is it about a year and a half? I think we've been doing the show, right, Lewis?
I don't even know. I mean,
roughly.
Yeah, it feels like it's been longer, actually. You know why? Because it blends together, because it was an overlap where we were doing the podcast and the radio show. So it all sort of...
No, we never did the two together. We never did the two together, because I was filming Triple Threat in Thailand, and we were doing the podcast then. We just started. We were doing that. Triple Threat comes out soon, by the way, incidentally, everybody. Movie theaters everywhere next year in March. But yeah, anyway, who cares? It is Friday night, Lewis. I come to New York next week, but until then, what are we doing, Lewis? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. I've been busy. I just got all the footage back from my special that we filmed a couple months ago or a month ago. So I'm just tired. I hate watching myself on video. You got to go. This is the part that sucks, because you don't want to just put it in the hands of some fucking random editor. So you have to actually watch everything, and it's so painful. But I'm very excited about it.
It's funny you mentioned that, and I'm very excited as well, by the way. Can't wait to see the special. I'm sure it's hilarious. For those listening that haven't seen Lewis do stand-up, he is very, very fucking funny. So yeah, you are, Lewis. You are. I'm not blowing smoke. Check that out, people, because he is very, very funny. Why do you think I do this podcast with him? That's the only reason.
Well, here's one thing I'll tell you right now. If I wasn't a funny stand-up comedian, you would relish in the opportunity to tell everyone that I stunk. Like, if you had seen me at like the Comedy Store and I fucking blew, you would come on here and be like, just so everyone knows, he's okay on the podcast, but his fucking stand-up sucks and everyone should know it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. I'm not that much of an asshole. If you're an aspiring comedian, I'm not going to tear down your career and totally destroy it before you even get started. Now, I will say this. On Monday's show, I did say that come Friday, I would have a whole new setup and everything was going to change and we'd have faster Wi-Fi and maybe a different background and all the rest of it. I just want to say this because I know the manager listens to the show. Best Buy let me down. They were booked in for 4 p.m. today to redo all the Wi-Fi, give me a faster speed, upgrade everything. When I had that done, I was going to change the background. I was going to throw all this shit equipment out. Not the decks. That's not shitty equipment. I mean, all the computer games and all this stuff on the walls. I was going to redo everything. But the first thing that had to happen was the Wi-Fi being done. Alex from Best Buy, you're the man. Much love. But where the fuck are you guys? They never showed up. And I know a lot of people in the comment section said this is bullshit. They don't need to rip out the walls in 2019, but they do know what they're talking about. I'm assuming, So, but yeah. So before anyone starts saying, "Oh, Bisping's full of shit," he said he would change everything. That is why.
Well, here's the thing. You told me that you booked them to come out, but you also had a screaming match with Best Buy a few days ago, and now you're wondering why they didn't show up at your place. They're terrified of you, Michael Bisping.
No, I didn't have a screaming match. What happened was a guy turned up at 9 a.m., as we talked about on the last show, and then a different guy called. By the way, I dealt with him at 9 a.m. I said this last week's show. I stayed up late. I was a little bit tired, but he came in. I was very nice. I invited him. I was smiley. I was jovial. I was pleasant. I was warm. I was welcoming, all these things.
You were warm?
Even though I just wanted him to leave, but I was warm and welcoming. And then at 7 p.m., after I've been out at my son's wrestling tournament all day, I get in at 7 p.m. and I'm just going to sit down and just relax for the evening. Best Buy call a different operative, going through everything again, saying I'll be there Friday. I'm like, hold on a minute. Can the guy that came this morning, I'd like him to be there because he knows what he's doing. That's the reason in my mind for him coming to the house.
Plus, at that point, you had showed him all that warmth. You didn't want it to go unnoticed. You don't have to
I'd revealed myself.
Up another.
I'd taken my clothes off. I'd slipped him a little bit of side boob. I got him all lubricated. I got him warmed up. I'm like, yeah, I will have this guy next time he comes here. But now you're telling me you're going to send someone else. I got to start the process all over again. And then he tells me that, I have to make a payment of $700 over the phone right now. I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. This was not a screaming match, Lewis. This is me saying, in what fucking world do we live in where you pay for services before you've had them? Okay? I'm not booking a flight. You come to my house, you do a good job. I see the equipment you bring, you do everything. And then when the job is done, I say, thank you, very good. And I make a payment. They wanted paying in advance. And anyway, long story short, they never fucking showed up, did they?
Yeah, they didn't. I guess you should have went by their policy of paying them the way they ask. They went, sure, Mr. Bisping, we'll be there Friday, and then they fucking did the whole jerk-off symbol to each other and made fun of you.
I texted the manager a couple of days ago. I said, hey, is he coming or what? He said, oh, yeah, I'm out the shop right now. I'll hit you back with details, and he never did. So, for that, shame.
Shame on Best Buy.
Shame on Best Buy.
The whole corporation.
Shame on Best Buy, which pains me to say because I do like going in Best Buy. There's a lot of things I do like to buy. Best Buy is a pretty cool store, but who cares about that? What is on your mind, Lewis? What do you want to get off your chest?
I don't know. We had. This isn't even like a big deal in the comedy world anymore, but I do think it's kind of an interesting thing. I was watching Kevin Hart today he was being interviewed by Michael Strahan, I believe it was. And they were asking him about the Oscar controversy. And if anybody that doesn't know, he was asked to host the Oscars, and then they dug up some old, I guess what they deemed to be homophobic tweets of his and a couple jokes from some old stand-up comedy specials from like 10 years ago. And, the fucking SJW online mobs started to attack him. Yes, Mr. Bisping.
Thank you, sir. Let me just ask you before we go forward, because I'm interrupting because the relevant timing is now to ask this question. When I see things like this, and I'm sure you're the same, and I'm sure everybody listening to this show is the same. When I hear of, and not necessarily the fact that it's homophobic tweets, but when I hear of controversial comments or controversial tweets that people put out there, the first thing I do is go to Google and try and find said tweets, comment, whatever it was. And I couldn't find what Kevin Hart said. Are you aware of what was tweeted back in the day, Lewis?
Let me see.
What created this controversy is what I'm trying to get to.
I do. I am actually aware. I just don't remember because it's been so sort of beaten into the ground. Alex, can you find the actual?
Was it something to do with the fact that I hope my son isn't gay or something like that? Was it something like that?
That was the stand-up bit. The stand-up bit, he talked about how, if his son was gay, how he'd be upset, which is kind of funny because in my special that I just filmed, I have a joke where I talk about how I know I would care if my son was gay. Because and the joke goes,
how would you care? I mean, listen, so obviously in my life, I have children and we talk about this. I mean, ultimately, I love my son and I'd be, nothing will change that unconditional love as a father,
something would change. I'll tell you right now, his opponents would be a lot less willing to wrestle with him.
You're talking about Callum.
Yeah, if Callum, he was wearing a pink singlet.
I don't know why, and no offense, Lucas, I immediately went to Lucas with the gay thought. I thought, Callum's not gay. If any one of them is gay, it's Lucas. I don't know why I did that, so my apologies, Lucas.
No, it's going to be fucking...
I'm sure Kevin was just joking. Ultimately, you're not going to... What kind of moron do you have to be in this age to take that stance, or I'm disowning my son because he's gay?
In my joke, what I say is I know I would care because my dog started humping another male dog because he had his balls as well. So somebody called him gay and it hurt me. Like it really hurt my feelings that he called my dog gay. So that's how I know I would care if my son was gay. So it's a silly joke, but it's also a little piece of being honest. Like, a guy can be honest and go, oh yeah, it would actually bother me a little bit. It's a...
Well...
Don't you want people to be honest, though? Don't you want, every opinion to be represented? There's nothing hateful about that. And Kevin Hart's tweet said, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say... Wait, hold on. This is the tweet. If my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say, in my voice, stop, that's gay. It's not a very funny tweet.
First of all, that happened in my house, and I did the same thing, and I whipped him. I whipped him with a fucking belt, and I sent him to bed, okay? I don't see what all the controversy is. I'm joking, of course, for all you SJWs out there. I think it's fair. I mean... As a non-gay person, I'm not homophobic in the slightest at all. I'm really not. But I think I would prefer a conventional relationship where they would have children and things like that. That doesn't mean that I would have any kind of judgment or negativity towards it. But it's a tricky one. You got to tread carefully. But everybody knows what I'm trying to fucking say.
I know the type of father you are, okay? And you know the type of father that I am. It's actually one of the things that, I pride myself in being a really good father. And here's the reality. If my son was gay, it would bother my pride and my own weird ego and the way that I was raised, which was like, that was like a taboo thing. Being in the closet was that term was like, but at the same time, I'm obsessed with my son. I love my son with all my heart. There's not one, a fraction of a percent that would change that and the way that I love him and the way that I look at him and the way that I would accept him. But if you're being honest, you can still say, hey, look, it would still bother my ego a little bit that my son isn't doing the same way I talked about last week, how my son isn't circumcised and I am, how it sort of bothered my ego a little bit that he doesn't look like me. It's an immature thought, but you want to be able to be honest. And why are they trying to kill honesty in comedy of all things?
No, absolutely, and I've seen all the debates and the topics and people saying stuff like this is killing comedy, which I kind of agree with because these days the reality is you do have to be very careful in what you say. Even the very, very light-hearted conversation we just had, right, could be taken out of context and misconstrued and put all over these websites, and we sound like bigots and homophobes, which isn't the case at all. We're very progressive, forward-thinking people. Regarding Kevin Hart, though, I do admire his stance because he said, I'm not apologizing again. He apologized at the time, and I think he sent out a tweet apologizing or something.
Yeah, he
and then he
apologized
said, listen,
again.
I've done it now.
He went on Ellen and apologized, and he said, he was like, look, what happens is it becomes a volley over and over again, and you just go back and forth, and he's like, at what point does this stop? Go read the tweet. Go read my apology. You already have it. So I completely respect where he's coming from.
No, 100%, because, and I did see this snippet of the Strahan interview where he said, if he does that again, he's fueling it. He's pouring gas on the flame. You know what I mean? He's pouring petrol on the fire. He's just making this a bigger thing. It keeps it ongoing. It's an ongoing discussion. It gives more press outlets, news, magazines, more fuel, ammunition to discuss this. And he's totally right. It makes it a bigger thing. And I said to my wife, I said to Rebecca, I said, if I was Kevin Hart and they asked me to present the host the Oscars after all this, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. 100%, because he doesn't need it. I mean, the guy's a superstar, very, very wealthy, very, very funny, successful career, super successful career, ridiculously successful. He doesn't need to host the Oscars. And after all this controversy and then bringing this to the limelight, I'd say go fuck yourself. Stick your Oscars up your ass.
And then I read that the Oscars pays like $15,000 to host. It's like crazy.
No.
I swear to God. Fact check that, Harrington. I read that it pays something like $15,000 to host. It's like you're just doing it for like the bragging rights.
The prestige.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people do watch it, which is bizarre. You know, I really don't understand. I mean, what a lot of, you know, go on. What is the number?
Kimmel made.
Give Harrington's mic some juice, Alex, please.
15K.
Jeez, it is 15K. Yeah.
15K. I don't hear you guys. I don't hear you.
Sorry. There we go. We're back.
There we go. We're back. Where is Shannon? No offense, Alex. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, 15K isn't a lot of money at all. I mean, you know, to some people it's a fortune, but to somebody like Kevin Hart or a celebrity of that stature, 15,000 isn't a lot of money. Certainly when you combine it with the amount of negativity that he's had. So I'm not surprised he said, you know what, stick that up your backside. I'm not interested.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like why would you do it? Like, yeah, it is sort of like the honor to do it, and like, you know, but it's almost like I remember we were doing the radio show. People they have no idea how little SiriusXM pays. I don't want to shut on SiriusXM, but it's so little money.
Let's shit on SiriusXM.
No,
it's so little money. No, I know, I'm joking. It's so little money that I was embarrassed. The negotiations that were taking place, I was embarrassed to even have the conversation. I was like, I honestly don't give a fuck. I parted ways with Sirius over $25. I was like, listen, just give me an extra 100 per show. And he said 50. I said, come on, just call it 100. And then he said 75. So we were arguing over $25. You know, the cost of a goddamn pizza.
It's
crazy.
I'm
like, you know what?
And it's such a big corporation, and they take away every little bit of passion. Like we do the show. We enjoy doing it, you know what I'm saying? And I, you know, I don't want to fucking, who gives a shit, right? But like, yes, we make substantially more money off the podcast than we ever made off of SiriusXM. But at the same time, like if they were to sort of give us some sense of ownership over it, we would have really wanted that show to grow. But yeah, they're very.
No, for sure. But they had no incentives. I'm not sure how we got onto shitting on Sirius, but you know, it's always good. It's always good. I'll do that anytime. I'll tell you what I did. I was back in the gym today, and when I say gym, I don't mean, you know, buys and tries, chest and back type gym, weightlifting gym. I mean, I was down at the Ruka Sport Training Center at Costa Mesa. First time for a while.
It's a comeback.
I wish. That's what everybody says. I put a thing on Instagram today. And everybody always says, oh, he's coming back. He's coming back for one more. No, unfortunately, I am not. I would love to. I've definitely still got it. I did 5-minute rounds of sparring, a few rounds of jiu-jitsu, a few rounds on the bag. Still got it, kids. Still got it. But no, that is not the reason. It's just nice to go down there now and again, see the boys, get involved with the guys, have a move around, have a workout. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. I tell you what I don't miss, and this is what I'm suffering with right now. The fucking little cuts all over my feet, and my knees and my toes. You kind of get used to them when you're training for an MMA fight or you're in the gym and you're on the canvas in bare feet and you're moving around and you're kicking and things like that. You just take off little tiny bits of skin on the knuckles on your toes, on your knees, things like that. And then when you get in the shower afterwards,
you feel it.
It's weird. We'll get punched in the face, but a little tiny scratch on the toes stings like a motherfucker.
Yeah. I always notice that every time I shave my head right before I get into after I shave my head and get into the shower, all the little nicks and all the little things starts to burn a little bit. It fucking blows. Yeah, but
I'll be honest though. For me, you're talking about a comeback. No, it's not a comeback. For me, it was more about I want to make sure that when you guys film me next weekend, I'm like I'm gonna fucking tap these motherfuckers out all over the place in a variety of ways. And I thought, I'll just get myself ready. I'll get myself primed. I'll blow off the cobwebs, so to speak, Lewis.
So you're admitting that you look at me and you see me as being such a physically imposing individual that you're like, you better get yourself back in the gym. You don't want to just come in there rusty. Who knows what's going to happen? Conceive, achieve, believe.
You're a real threat, man. You're a real threat. You, Harrington, Diego, between you all, you make up half a man. Get me on a bad day, and you might have a microscopic shot.
Hey, you know what? Nobody saw you knocking out Luke Rockhold. And you conceived, you believed, you achieved it. So
are you saying that on the right day, with the right circumstances, in the perfect storm, that you can replicate that? Wow. All right. Okay. Cool. Right on. Hey, Harrington, I don't know if it's going to be Friday morning or Saturday morning, but whichever morning it is, you have that fucking camera ready, big boy. You have it rolling.
It's going to be Saturday. I'm not seeing my son after you take my soul. I have to pick up my son from school on Friday. I can't look him in the eyes after my soul has been taken from another man.
Okay, that's fine. Saturday morning it is. That should be fun to break down on Sunday.
All right, Mike, real quick, let's talk about Robinhood, which is my new favorite app on my phone. If you don't know what Robinhood is, it's an investing app that allows you to buy, sell, and trade stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. Most of the time you have to pay a commission for this. This is free. It's a service that you don't have to pay anything extra for. They strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. It is a non-intimidating way for stock market newcomers to invest for the first time with true confidence. It is a simple and intuitive, clear design with data presented in an easy-to-digest way. I am not a smart man. I've never claimed to be Michael Bisping. I'm not a person that is, I don't really understand numbers. I don't understand investments. I don't understand any of that shit. But what Robinhood does, they make it super easy to invest a little bit of cash. They make it really fun. We're in a different generation now. It's basically, I feel like I'm playing a video game on my phone when I'm investing my cash, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, this is the way the world is going. Cryptocurrency is becoming more and more of a thing. And I suggest you get involved. Now, the good thing is with Robinhood, they have a fantastic offer for everybody listening. Robinhood are going to give listeners free stock in a company like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. I mean, free stock in those massive companies. What more do you want? All you've got to do is sign up at Believe, Believe.robinhood.com. Believe.robinhood.com. And there you go. So listen, you want to impress your friends down the pub? You want to talk about stocks and shares? You want to be on a mobile phone and say, sell, buy, all that stuff? You'll sound like a Wall Street genius, okay? If that's what you want to do, I suggest you do this. Listen, they're giving away free stock. You're going to up your game. You're going to learn some things. All you got to do, go to your computer or your phone, your smartphone. We can all do it this way, or your iPad, your laptop, whatever you've got, okay? Believe.robinhood.com. If you conceive it and you believe it, then guess what? You will motherfucking achieve it. Believe.robinhood.com. Get involved. Enjoy your stock. Lewis, where were we? Okay, so that was good. I was back in the gym. I was training. You're doing your comic stuff. We're talking shit about Kevin Hart. What is going on in the world of MMA? There is no fights this weekend.
It's not a very...
no fights last...
It's not a big news week.
No fights last weekend.
Yeah.
No, we did have some notes. Where shall we start? Let's take a little look.
Let's talk about Jon Jones. He passed his test. It's official. Jon Jones. This is it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we were all wrong. Jon Jones officially passes his test. No picograms, no X factors, no G moneygrams. I don't know any of the terms, but nothing was found in his system. Apparently, Jon Jones is a clean fighter.
So Jon Jones passed his post-fight drug test, okay, which was the question that I asked him, which pissed him off, which led to him being kind of, annoyed with me on the post-fight show. I don't want to turn this into Michael Bisping shitting on Jon Jones because he's a legendary fighter, okay? He was the youngest ever champion in the UFC. But to me, this, and I don't know the science, I'm speaking purely from a standpoint which I don't know. I think it's a fair question to ask. The narrative as to why he failed the drug test and failed multiple drug tests in August, September, and December was that these metabolites from the turinabol were in his system from years ago, and they could still be there for years. And then all of a sudden he tests positive, and it's brought to the forefront, brought to the limelight. Everybody's discussing it. Devil's advocate, you would have to be fucking stupid to continue microdosing, and then all of a sudden, voila, next time he gets tested, it's out of his system. I don't know. I'm not saying that is the reality. I'm just saying that was the first thing that I thought, and I'd be lying if I didn't say so. What do you think of that, Lewis?
Well, I mean, it just sort of seems like if you look at the entire Jon Jones situation, the results of this post-fight test are sort of inconsequential. It all seems like if he was on trial, right, we would call this a mistrial. We would say, hey, let's start over. Let's get a new jury in here. We get all the witnesses together because it's all fucked up. This is not right. Whatever happened with the Jon Jones situation, it's just not sitting right. So he passes, he doesn't pass. That's not really a question for me. I assumed he was going to pass this post-fight drug test. I assumed whatever he was going to do, he was going to screen it, and whatever he was going to do it. I think that Jon Jones was cheating in a way where he was screening it, and he was doing it in a way where he was able to get it out of his system, and he was cheating the system in a way, and he got caught cheating the system. Him taking it out of his system at this point didn't really mean much, and especially when they were kind of saying like, oh, well, it was just left over in his system and it can be left over for however long. I almost feel like it would have looked better for him if they found a couple picograms of fucking whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because as I said, that was the narrative going into this fight. Listen, this is remnants, or what was the word they used, but whatever. It was left over from whenever it was, which was never discussed, by the way. He was never made to admit when he ingested turinabol, accidentally, on purpose, whichever way around it was. But the point of the matter is that Jeff Nowitzki was saying, everyone was saying that this can be in his system for a long, long time, so get used to it. And then lo and behold, he tests clean. I mean, I'm glad that he tested clean. I really am, and I hope he continues to do so. He's a great talent. He's a great fighter, and I'm glad Jon Jones is back. I'm glad anytime fighters come back, like Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Well, it's good for the goose is good for the gander. Jon Jones being back in the UFC is great for everybody involved because he's an extremely talented individual. I hope he stays clean. I hope he doesn't get caught again. Every time something comes up with him, it bothers me because he's so talented. I'm like, God damn, dude, you're the best. You're so good. You're so obviously, head and shoulders above everybody else, but you put a dark shadow over all of your accomplishments.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, I mean, MMA is a better place with your Conor McGregors, with your Jon Jones, with your people like that. It's a better place. I hope he stays clean. I don't hope he tests. What's the word? I don't hope he passes his tests and gets away with it. I hope he stays clean. They're two very different things. I don't hope he gets away with it. I hope he's competing on a level playing field, and we get to see the best Jon Jones that we can do. The pay-per-view against Gustafsson did really well. 700,000 buys, which is surprising, if I'm honest, considering that he was away for so long. And there wasn't saying that fight sold itself, and it had a good solid undercard, Cyborg and Rousey. So yeah, no, to be fair, when you put it like that, but 700,000, I mean, that's a big number in this day and age.
Yeah, it's especially considering how many pay-per-views there are. I think that's well above average. But the thing that's bothering me about this, Jon's also going to social media and bragging about passing a drug test, which is it's just bizarre. You're like, that's not like you're supposed to pass your drug tests. It reminds me of the Chris Rock joke where he talks about how black guys bragging about taking care of their kids. It's like, I take care of my kids. It's like, you're supposed to take care of your kids, you idiot.
Yeah.
So it's like, Jones, what are you talking about? Like he posted, did you see what he posted to Alexander Gustafsson on Instagram? He tagged him?
Read it out. I believe I did, but go on.
Yeah, he goes, finished my so-called kryptonite before the championship rounds. Absolutely no jet fuel was found on the murder scene at Alex the Mauler. Just wanted to make sure you saw this. Seemed like that was the only thing you could focus on in our last fight. Interested to hear what the excuses of my next few victims. Only 51 more days to go. You will be a witness. Will you be a witness?
Surprising he didn't mention God in that, and and surprising that he's dropping the humble, holier than thou act. I did see something from Corey Anderson. I think he was on Helwani's show, and Corey Anderson said something which did resonate with me because, of course, and again, I'm not trying to shit on Jon Jones, but the way Corey Anderson tells his story, I agree with him. Now, is he telling it factual? We shall see, or who knows? But he said, of course. Well, so obviously, they changed venue from Vegas to Los Angeles because of the whole drug testing situation. He said that all the UFC fighters, cornermen, etc., flew on a plane, so they chartered a flight for everybody, probably the cheapest way of doing it. And it was a super early flight, like 6 a.m. or something like that. So they all had to be at the airport super early. His wife was there and she was pregnant and all the rest of it. Everybody's getting on the plane and everyone's grumpy because it's so early. And they're all sitting on the plane. And the last person to board the plane was Jon Jones. And Jon Jones comes walking on, dancing, singing, and everything as he sat in his seat. And Corey Anderson said he was just blown away. He was like, wow, if that was me who caused all this mess, he would have walked onto that plane and just, before he sat down, hey, guys, everybody, just want to say, I'm sorry about this situation. I'm sorry about this mix-up. I'm innocent. And that shall be proven down the line. But even still, I am the catalyst for all of this, and I apologize. But they said he didn't do any of that. He walked on singing and dancing and all this type of shit and then just sat down. If that was me, I would have been like, that motherfucker up there. So
I believe
interesting.
It. We talked about it last time on the show, his weird little fucking arm spinny dance before he came out, just without any consideration for the 5 security guards standing there. And he's like, these guys are ducking out of the way. And he's just so in his own world and so in his own. But I look, maybe you have to be that way I shouldn't say that. Not anybody. Maybe he has to be that way in order to be great. There's a psychological thing where you have to he looks like he's drinking in the moment when he's there, and that's sort of him. If he has to get himself into his certain mental state to be there, he's a very special athlete. Who the fuck am I to say, John, you shouldn't act that way before you get into the ring? That's his ritual. If he's a fucking asshole and he has to be a god amongst men, then more power to him.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, here we go.
Is this it?
We got we got some audio.
Go ahead, put it up.
For a change of torch. Yeah. We're doing this. We're on this plane. I looked over at my wife, and I could see she was uncomfortable with the baby and everything, and just seeing all the people that's inconvenienced. I can see how the UFC running around, just talking to different UFC employees who did a great job. I want to thank everybody from UFC. The whole week they did great taking care of us. But you can tell they was all frustrated and flustered. There had a lot going on, emails and calls, and just talking to them on the phone. You could hear in their voice. They was just wore out. And then when John came on the plane, he was dancing and having a good time like nothing ever happened. Like, this isn't his fault. Like, he's still living a good time, having a good time, enjoying himself, having good moments with his coach, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just thinking, if that was me, I would feel like just thinking about these people got to leave their family, got to change their plans and everything because I messed up. I would have made a general apology right down the plane. I want everybody to know I'm sorry we're going through this. Sorry we had to get up early and get to downstairs by 5 something so we can get to the plane to take off at 8. All these headaches. I want to apologize. I'm sorry for that. But instead, it's he was having a good time, laughing, joking, cracking jokes with the pilot and the flight attendants. And I remember when he put his hood up, when he was sitting there listening to me, I'm looking at the back of his hood the whole time, I got to get there.
Yeah. See, you're right in what you said, Lewis. I was just going to say, and well done for pulling up that clip to give some context. And also, so Jon Jones knows it's his words, not fucking mine. Not that I give a fuck. You want to fucking come see me and talk some shit? Bring it on, motherfucker. I don't care. But, and by the way, Corey Anderson, with the greatest of respect, love you, buddy, but slow your roll. I don't think you're going to be taking on Jon Jones. I don't think you'll be taking his crown anytime. You may get a title shot, but who knows? He conceives and believes. But no, you're right. I mean, to be as great as he is, you do have to kind of live in your own world. And other people that are like that, they'll never understand the mindset that he has and how he goes through life. To know and to feel that you're potentially one of, if not the baddest man on the planet. You know, it's a certain mindset. That doesn't mean you can be excused and get away with being an asshole and not taking other people's into consideration. But he's in this bubble right now where he's Jon Jones. He's the man. You know, he's the champ, and he even beat the heavyweight champ twice. You know, he knows that in a lot of people's minds he's a champ. So, you know, that does. It fuels an ego, you know, it really does. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I'm just saying until you're there and you're in that position, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, maybe that's the only way that he can win is to put himself above everybody else. Whatever it is psychologically, he looks like he's. I know people like this, and they're fucking cunts. They're assholes. He looks like he talks like through people. He's not even like talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like he just feels like he's above people when he's talking to them in interviews and everything. He just feels like he knows that he's better than the person that he's standing in front of. Whether he is or he's not, it's just that's not really what people connect with. People connect with Jon Jones because he's an unbelievable athlete. Nobody's connected with Jon Jones because they're like, oh, this guy's awesome. I want him to be, you know, a mentor.
No, for sure. He's not making everybody laugh at press conferences. He's not endearing them with charm. He's not. Everyone's not like, whoa, I just love Jon Jones, man. What a guy. No, what they like to see is him going out there and beating people up. Okay, and if he was more like that and he was true to himself, didn't give a fuck, and he dropped the fucking Jesus side and all that stuff, I'd love him way more because I don't mind a person that I want to see beating people up in the octagon. I don't mind seeing them being bad motherfuckers because guess what? To stomp on someone's face like that, to elbow them into oblivion, you got to have a certain mindset. Do you know what I mean? You got to find that nastiness. Not everybody, but still it helps, you know? Look at Mike Tyson back in the day. Was he a piece of shit? Did he go to fucking prison for rape and all that type of stuff? Was he biting people's ears and threatening to eat people's babies? Yes. Was he a massive pay-per-view box office sensation? Of course he was, because again, it all adds to it. But as we've said a million times on this podcast, just fucking own it, John. You know what I mean? Stop trying to be the good guy. And if you are playing along with the Michael Bisping Believe You Me drinking game, Alfie, shut the fuck up. There's your first shot. You're welcome.
Well, hold on. Is he? You don't speak dog. Maybe he's crying because he has no balls. Did that happen? Were his balls taken off?
His balls have gone, man. His balls have gone. Alfie's balls, he probably is. He's howling in agony right now because of that. I tell you what, the poor guy, because he's on some pretty powerful pain medication right now. He is fucking out of his mind.
You know, you could take
I've never
that,
seen the dog.
That's true.
Tramadol for dogs. How did you get addicted to painkillers? Yeah, well, my dog fucking had his balls chopped off, and
no, I had a friend who. What's the big one that people are dying from right now? Like the huge one that everyone's dying
fentanyl.
from. Fentanyl.
Hey, Rebecca, pass me that Stella in the fridge. I see you drinking a beer. I'm sorry, I got a crack.
No,
I know it's New Year, new me.
You're not drinking.
I'm not. But look at me. Look how svelte I am and thin. And like I got these cheekbones back and like, but I see you sipping on some fucking some devil's water there. What is that?
Good.
Heineken?
Delicious.
Yeah, well, guess what? I got a real beer. I got a wife beater coming in. And before all you SJWs start, stick it up your fucking ass, because a wife beater means a Stella Artois in England. Go into any pub and say, can I get a pint of wife beater? They'll say, yep, coming right up. Boom. There you go.
Why do they call it wife beater? I never heard that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's true. Hey, Rebecca, right? You get in England, you ask for a wife beater and you get a Stella. Come say hi to Lewis real fast. Come on.
Rebecca Bisping. There she is.
Lean down.
An angel.
She makes an appearance every show now.
Here I am.
An angel amongst women. How are you, Mrs. Bisping?
I'm doing well. How are
there
you?
There he is. Hold on.
Wife beater.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He just wanted a little.
Come here.
He wanted a little bit of attention, a little bit of love.
We're having an update. Hold on.
You need to get him up.
Yeah, come on. Up.
All right, let's see his balls.
He still got it. You want to see his balls?
Let's see.
No, he still has them.
Look, he's gay now. He's trying to fuck Bisping.
He is. All right, babe. Jesus Christ.
Am I done?
What do you want? Here. No. We're just talking about wife beater. Saying if you order a wife beater in England, come on.
I don't know. People don't generally order a wife beater. It's known as wife beater, but I don't think if you went into a bar and said, "Give me a pint of wife beater," that's going to be.
Well, as a woman,
received very
as a
well.
woman that doesn't go around ordering wife beaters, I'll tell you that you're incorrect because I've done it many times. I don't call it wife beater, but my friends called it wife beater many times. And because they say you have 10 pints and you go home and beat your wife up. That's why they call it wife beater. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
a
wife wife beater is a style of T-shirt here in the States. It is the like an undershirt,
the singlet, like vest.
Yeah, we prefer to go down a more literal meaning.
Well, no, I think that's well, it's called a wife beater because people who would wear those would beat their wives, right? Is that why? What is the origin of wife beater? The T-shirt now. I don't even know. I never even thought about it. We just say these things and we don't know why we say them. And we're like, it is pretty offensive if it's because guys beat the shit out of their wives.
Which they shouldn't, by the way. I just want to throw that out there for all you guys. hey, anyone, and cheers to you all, and cheers to you, Lewis. First one of the year. I know, what kind of a woman drinks Heineken? Sorry, women. You see, you've just got to be careful. You can't say anything, that's offensive to women. You're right, babe? What do you say?
I do not get offended by anything. Throw something at me. I don't care. You're very hot.
I know.
Oh, shit. There we go. This is the beginning of the Michael Bisping sex tape. Here we go.
Oh, my God. Speaking of sex tapes, Harrington, there was something he wanted to talk about. Randy Couture, was it, or something?
Well, no, I think in all fairness, Mike, for covering stories like Randy Couture jerking off and showing off his butt, I think it's fair to show.
Hold on. That was fucking international MMA news. We were just covering some random shit. That's a big deal. Former UFC heavyweight champion, former UFC light heavyweight champion, Randy Couture's beating his dick and showing his butt to the camera. You talk about it. If we don't talk about it, that's the elephant in the room that week.
Well, I had another one.
Well, hold on. Just FYI, I was very hesitant to discuss this on the show. I mean, because this is the great Randy Couture that we're talking about. But we did. We don't want to revisit this again. But Harrington, continue, please.
I'm just saying, I found another former champion who I think has, she's surgically enhanced herself to fit in more.
Luke Rockhold has done what?
Close, Mike. It's Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She posted a video to her Instagram today, and she looks just a little bit different than the last time I saw her. Alex, you want to pull that up?
Let's see what happened here.
Let's take a look. See.
And I like Joanna. I think Joanna's a very fun fighter. Didn't look great in that last fight, but
Well, to be fair, she was up against Shevchenko in that last fight. But what are we waiting for here? We wait to see a video. I hope this isn't disrespectful to the great Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I mean, because she deserves our respect, I have no idea, for the record.
Whoa.
Okay. Enhancement. Right. I like it. Hey, listen. You got to live that best life. You got to be the best you, And in this modern day and age, if you want to, give yourself a better set of tits. So what? Oh, good for you.
I don't even. Here's the thing. Yes, they look great and good for her. But God bless her soul. But isn't there something about this, right? This is the major difference between men and women because, I'm going bald, right? And if I were to get hair plugs or wear a toupee or whatever it is, women would find that unattractive. They would go yeah, the lack of confidence just sucks. There's just something about that doesn't work. But for me, I say God bless her. Good for her. I say
I have no issue with it whatsoever. And I mean, you're talking about hair plugs and things like that. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of vanity, as long as it doesn't get out of control. You see some of these people. I was watching Louis Theroux. He's a great journalist and documentary maker from the UK. Look, he's awesome. I was looking on BritBox on Amazon Prime. I was watching Louis Theroux on plastic surgery. I think that's what it was called.
I watched a prison documentary with him.
Yeah, I've seen that one. He's great. Louis Theroux's the man. But he did a piece or a documentary on people that had plastic surgery in Beverly Hills. And my word, man, the poor souls that are involved in that, because they've obviously got a very, very weak, shallow opinion of themselves. They don't like what they see in the mirror, so they try and change it, and they just get out of control. And then eventually they look so bad, they got to keep trying to make adjustments, which just makes them look worse and worse. Having a tit job, a boob job, getting a little enhancement, there's nothing wrong with that, certainly in this day and age.
I wish we had Shannon here, because Shannon had a boob job. Her father bought her a boob job years ago. Next time she's on the show, we got to talk to her about it, because she's so open about this.
Classic stripper material there, Hey, great tits. Yeah, my daddy got them. Rebecca had a boob job.
No, she didn't.
Most people have had it.
Did she?
She did. Yeah. Long time ago. So I mean,
a Bisping getting plastic surgery? No way.
Who'd get plastic surgery? What are you? I hope you're not fucking alluding to me, you prick.
What type
I don't get plastic surgery. Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at this face.
Take a screenshot of it now.
Fucking handsome devil. What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
Okay. I know what you're trying to get at.
Nothing.
I have to have a corrective. You're a fucking piece of shit, Lewis. You are an asshole.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, yes, you did. You alluded pretty hard. You alluded harder than Brendan Sharp.
Oh, shit.
Right? Shame. Sharp shame.
I think we should name it the Sharp Shame Bell.
The Sharp Shame Bell. No. Shout out, Brendan. No. All right. Okay. Prick. Now you backed me into a corner. I can't breathe through my nose. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, listen. That's me trying to breathe through my nose. It's totally blocked all the time. And at night, and I can see you laughing with your fucking little bald head and a little mischievous look in your eye, Lewis. I can't sleep at night because I breathe through my mouth, and then when I wake up in the night several times because my mouth is super, super dry. So I went to see a nose doctor, ENT, and he looked at it. He said, has your nose been broken? I said, well, yeah. He said, how many times? I said, I don't know, probably a lot. I've been a professional fighter.
How many times do you think it's been?
Oh, 15 at least. At least 15. Yeah, wow. I mean, I've been involved in kickboxing and boxing and things like that since I was 8 years old. You know what I mean? Professional competition, and then mixed martial arts and kickboxing and stuff. Yeah, my entire life.
Question.
I'm 39 years old.
Just as it relates to, how do you know it's broken? And do you have to get it reset every time, or you just get it, or do you leave it sometimes and just fucking let it?
Nah, I've never reset it once. I've never had anything done to it anyway, but it does trouble me breathing through it. So I went to see a doctor because I keep waking up in the night with a super, super dry mouth because I can't breathe through my nose. And he said, have you ever broken your nose? I said, well, yeah, I reckon. And anyway, he looked inside it and he just started laughing. I said, what are you laughing at? He's like, holy shit. He said, it is a mess in there. He said, the whole nose, the structure of the nose is gone. He said, it's all falling apart. It's the nose is collapsing from the inside, So I told you, this is where this is going, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned to Lewis that next week I'm having a very small, minor procedure to fix the collapsing of my fucking nose.
And what are they doing?
Never said.
It's not just a procedure. They're doing reconstructive surgery on your nose.
No,
you're having rhinoplasty.
No, I'm not having rhinoplasty, dickhead. Right? It's like this. It's like this. If the roof of my house was sagging due to trauma or bad weather, what would we do? We would call in some contractors, not the motherfuckers from Best Buy because they don't show up, but we'd call in some contractors and they would rebuild the roof. They would put in some timbers. They would re-slate it. They would make it all good.
Of course.
So therefore you continue with a house that doesn't leak. Okay, motherfucker? I'm merely refixing the structure of the nose. I'm not getting a nose job. I am not changing the way that I look. And you were a cocksucker for making me talk about this.
And I mean this, if the people who take our clips, and a lot of them do, MMA News, all these YouTube channels take our clips, and I do appreciate, people think that they're like, oh, these people are stealing your clips. We've reached out to a bunch of them. They're awesome, dude. They include our ads a lot of the time. They've been very receptive. They promote our show, so fuck it, dude. If they get a lot of listens, more power to them. If they don't put a clip up of Michael Bisping gets a nose job, I'm going to feel like it's a missed opportunity, and I'm going to feel like they did us a disservice.
Well, if they do and they take it out of context and say that, this show is over. Simple as that, Lewis. Simple as that. Because I am not getting a nose job. I have a medical condition, okay? A medical condition that needs to be addressed. I cannot breathe. Hey, Lewis, do me Harrington, Alex, Lewis, everybody, do me a favor. Breathe through your nose. I guarantee you can do it. Guarantee you can do it. What if I was like somewhere where I was gagged, I was kidnapped and gagged, and I couldn't breathe through my mouth? I would die. I would die because I can't breathe through my nose. Okay, this is a life and death situation, Lewis. I'm glad you find it so comical, so hilarious. Myself, I nearly die. On many occasions. My word, this troubles me. It literally keeps me awake at night, and I'm taking care of it. And this will be the first. By the way, side note, this is completely covered under my health insurance because it's not cosmetic, dickhead. It is not cosmetic. There you go. Get out of jail free card. Disclaimer. Finger up your ass. Whatever you want to call it. Boom. God bless.
And this is your trigger. If you tell Michael Bisping he's getting plastic surgery, it sets him off.
No. I'm just trying to be funny.
Fuck.
But it is funny. Hey, no jokes next Monday.
You come in with a fucking...
I walk in looking like an extra from Days of Our Lives.
Shit. That's so fucking funny, dude. Oh, man. All right. Oh, shit.
Anyway, where were we?
Okay. 2019.
Deep breath. Well, 2019. Well, hold on.
We're here.
We were just saying Jones. Let's move on from Jon Jones. I don't want to talk shit on Jon Jones because I like Jon Jones. I do. I like Jon Jones, and he's a great talent. So let's leave that there. But he got 700,000 pay-per-view buys, which is incredible.
It's a big deal.
Unfortunately, well, because DC versus Derek Lewis only got 350, so it's literally twice as much. So that is going to be compelling for DC to take that fight, because I feel like DC should take that fight. And certainly, I mean, when you look at that, you look at Jones by himself is doing 700. When you combine that with the bad blood, with the history that those two have, that'll be well over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Certainly, if you give it a stacked undercard, that could be 1.5 million.
Certainly, if you make it the heavyweight championship of the world. Jon Jones moving up to heavyweight. Holy shit. Because then you have the story. Can Jon Jones do it? Can Jon Jones compete that way at heavyweight? Is DC, him not cutting, enough to give him the edge over Jones? There's actually a story there. I don't know who would win that fight. I think Jon Jones kind of has DC's number, if I got to be completely honest. But if there's any way DC's going to win, it's going to be at heavyweight.
Yeah, well, I think Jones knows that. That's why he's kind of avoiding it, or he's just trying to build the fight and get more money. I think when you look at the first fight was going pretty well for DC, but then he got caught with that head kick, which changed everything. Who knows? I do know this, that Jones definitely made some adjustments in the second fight, so therefore he was more successful than the first fight, which could lead you to believe that in the third fight he'd make even more adjustments and learn more and do even better. Although you could say the same, thing for Daniel. Incidentally, DC called me a couple of days ago. He's at a wrestling tournament tomorrow, and he was hoping that his number one wrestler, who's ranked number one in California, was going to go up against Callum. And he said, and if they do well and they have a close match at the state finals, they'll be opposite end of the brackets and hopefully meet in the final. But they're at different tournaments. So there you go. That ain't happening. I just want to take a quick second to tell you about one of our new sponsors, which is Organifi. Listen, we all live busy lives, and it's not easy to shop, chop, and prepare healthy food. That is why I recommend Organifi. Organifi makes it easy to get the quote-unquote healthy stuff into your diet. They have a variety of products like the green juice, the red juice, and my personal favorite is the Organifi Gold. I mean, listen, every morning for breakfast, I have the same thing. I have a protein shake. I put in some spinach leaves, some peanut butter, some protein powder, some berries, and I use the red juice and the green juice and the Organifi Gold. I throw it all into a shake. Super, super easy. You don't taste it. It actually tastes delicious, if I'm honest. I mean, all of it combined together, and you're getting so many nutrients. And another fantastic product that I'm pretty new to taking, but I swear by it. I feel the benefits of it already. It's turmeric. Now, listen, this isn't anything groundbreaking, the benefits of turmeric, but Organifi do a very, very easy way of taking it. It's 4 little pills. You take them in the morning, and turmeric has really is endless benefits to you. I mean, it's a powerful antioxidant. It reduces inflammation. It helps repair muscles. It helps out with cancer treatments, all kinds of stuff. Helps prevent cancer. You name it. I mean, just Google it. Turmeric has a long, long list of things that it helps the body with.
And there's a ton of other additional benefits of Organifi Gold. Ginger promotes healthy response to discomfort from achy muscles and joints. Reishi mushrooms, the quote-unquote king of mushrooms, used in Japan to enhance your youthfulness and longevity, thought to relax sore and tense muscles. Organifi.com is the website, so that's ORGANIFI.com. They have great products like Organifi Gold that are packed with super nutrients, and they have a 60-day money-back guarantee. That's because they know you're going to love it, okay? That's a pretty amazing, bold thing to do. 60-day money-back guarantee. That, I mean, if that doesn't tell you all you need to know, I don't know what else to tell you. Once again, that is Organifi.com. When you go there, use the promo code BELIEVE. Check this out. They're going to give you 20% off anything you purchase. Organifi.com, promo code BELIEVE, 20% off your entire order. Okay, let's get back into it.
Brett Okamoto from ESPN, talking of 2019 and talking of champions, Brett Okamoto, respected journalist. I like Brett Okamoto. I do. He came out with a list, I believe. Is that correct, Harrington? Do you hear me? A list of champions in the UFC at the end of 2019.
Yes,
Harrington.
sir. Yeah, man. Got it right here.
Beautiful.
Go ahead. All right. Let's do it like this. Let's say who Brett Okamoto will be for each division. You give your choice, Lewis, and I'll give mine.
Perfect.
Let's do it like that. Play a little game. Hey, guys, you can play along at home as well.
The first one he has listed here is men's flyweight.
Okay.
It's his prediction. Do you want me to give his first, or you guys want to give yours?
I think you should give his first.
He predicts that the weight class will be eliminated.
Hold on. No, I want Lewis to give his first, because Lewis is just going to piggyback on Brett Okamoto's to give him some kind of, decent pick, some kind of knowledge, some kind of logic. I want Lewis to lead.
Fine.
By the way, I have mine here because I do research for the show. I have my list. Whoa, there it is. Don't look.
Okay, sure. Do you think I'm going to fucking piggyback off of Brett? Brett Okamoto could suck my fucking dick. I don't care about Brett Okamoto's opinions. He means nothing to me.
Hey. Don't use that kind of language. We're talking about Brett fucking Okamoto, okay?
Disrespect Okamoto on the show.
He's a respected MMA journalist that commands our respect and attention. My word, this is fucking Brett Okamoto, Lewis. Wow.
Now the name of the episode is Brett Okamoto could suck my dick. Obviously.
And by the way, I'm joking. Brett Okamoto is actually a really cool guy. He actually did me a couple of solids that I'll tell you about off air. I will not say on air because I didn't want it out there for the world. We did an interview once when I fought GSP and I said something very stupid. And I'm like, oh shit, don't use that clip. And lo and behold, he never used that clip.
Can you say
clip?
Can you say what you said or no?
Well, what would be the point in saying it on the podcast? How stupid do you think I am, Lewis?
Well, now you lost the fight, so at this point, it could have been just something like that was like some information that fucking he didn't want out there. Or...
Flyweight champion, the end of 2019. Who you got, Lewis? Doggy.
All right, I won't piggyback off of Brett Okamoto, but I got to be honest with you, he's kind of right. I don't think the division's going to exist.
You have, I'm guessing, Brett Okamoto's list there. Do you have it? Don't lie. You look. Harrington, is he looking at it on his computer right now?
I'm looking at the UFC rankings.
Yeah.
You can see. Look, I got the rankings up. Those are just the rankings. Okay. Just so I have them in front of me.
I'm just doing this of knowledge. Pure knowledge.
I don't need no list. You work for the UFC. I work for fucking myself. I tell dick jokes. What are you talking about? You're supposed to know this.
Hey, call it what you will. It's still knowledge. Okay, flyweight champion end of 2019. Go ahead.
Flyweight champion end of 2019. Look, if the division exists, I think. Is TJ is he fighting for the 125-pound title?
Yes.
Yes. Next weekend in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean,
Do
look,
you want tickets if I can get some?
I actually have tickets already. Harrington probably needs a ticket. He just raised his hand like a fucking child.
Yeah. I can ask. I can't guarantee. And if the head producer, Mr. Candito's listening to this, he'll probably be like, "This motherfucker's just giving away tickets on his podcast." So I can see if there's any spares. Okay, without further ado, that's all right, Harrington. That's what I do for the Gas Digital, brethren.
I think TJ Dillashaw.
Just give us a name. Give us a name, Lewis.
I think TJ Dillashaw is going to beat Henry Cejudo, but I think that they're going to get rid of that division. I don't think the division is going to exist this time next year. So I think TJ wins the title and is the last flyweight champion.
I agree. I believe TJ wins the belt. That kind of pains me to say that a little bit. Tried to get him on the podcast, Lewis. He big time does.
No, he didn't.
Big time does. He did.
What did he say?
Big time does. Well, Circle of Trust.
No, fuck him. He said no. He's not in the Circle of Trust. He's out.
Nah. He just refused. Too busy. Can't do it. I'm like, oh, all right. You coach at Ultimate Fighter 14, part of Team Sanibel. I was like, oh, all right. Oh,
I hope
Cejudo.
I hope Cejudo kills him in the cage. I hope Cejudo. I've never wanted somebody to win a fight harder in my entire life.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but I'm not. I'm kidding. I think Cejudo will be too much. Sorry, pardon me. I think Dillashaw will be too much for Cejudo. I think he's too fast. I think he can nullify the wrestling. He's too good. Dillashaw's great. Yeah, he will be the last ever flyweight champion, bantamweight champion, end of 2019. Let's speed this up. Who we got, Lewis?
I think
TJ Dillashaw.
TJ, man. TJ's a monster. I think that he...
TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, that's that.
You guys all agree with Brett Okamoto?
Including Okamoto?
145, I feel like we can't go against Max Holloway. I feel like he's by far still going to be the champion.
Well, can I give my fucking... You can't broad stroke it for everyone. For me and Okamoto, you're just fucking telling everyone?
No. I said I feel at the end of the day, he'll still be the champion. Waiting for your input, you fucking sensitive little shit.
You told me the format was me, then Okamoto, then the great Michael Bisping closes it all out as the headliner. That's what you said.
Why is it going to be great, Michael Bisping? Okay, that was an insult. Don't appreciate it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Lewis, Your Highness, who do you choose?
I'm gonna make some bold predictions here because what are we doing? Are we towing the line? Are we being safe? Are we being little bitches? No. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I said this a little while ago. I think the only way to save Conor McGregor and to give Conor McGregor what he needs to do is he needs to move down to 145 pounds. He never lost at 145 pounds. He fucking smoked Jose Aldo. He's already beat Max Holloway. 155 was a great, endeavor, just like boxing was, but guess what? He's a true king of 145. He drops back down. He beats Max Holloway this time next year. Conor McGregor's back on top at 145. Bold prediction.
All right, bold prediction is wrong, but whatever. I respect it. Keep tally of this. Conor isn't ever going to go back down to 145 again. I'll tell you one. It's like Evander Holyfield said, it's hard to get out of bed and run at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets, which is what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. I'd assume he's got some very nice sheets. And going down to 145 when you don't have to, I don't see him doing that. And I believe Max Holloway will be the champion at the end of 2019, which brings us to 155. I said Khabib all day. I'm assuming Brett Okamoto said Khabib. Lewis, who you got?
Wait, what did Brett say for 145?
He agrees with Mike Bisping. 140. Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. Okay, so 155. Yeah, Khabib. I mean, who's beating Khabib? He's a monster. He's a fucking. It's just not happening. There's nobody at 155 that's going to beat him. He might be able to beat almost anybody. Now, I think Woodley would give him problems. I think the bigger wrestlers might give him some problems. But yeah, he's unbelievable. I think he's going to be the champion this time next year.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree, as I said. And which brings us into Woodley. You mentioned that. Honestly, I feel like Woodley would beat Khabib at 170. I think if Woodley went down to 155, he'd lose what makes him so great, which is part of his power and his explosivity. But at 170, that's the perfect weight for Tyron Woodley. He's a big, strong, talented individual. He's an incredible wrestler. And honestly, I don't see anybody beating him this year. He's going to fight Kamaru Usman. If he's victorious there, he's going to fight Colby Covington. And I just don't see any of them beating him, if I'm honest. Also, side note, I'm hearing rumors of Colby Covington versus Darren Till, potentially main event UFC London. I haven't heard that from official sources. I've seen that floating around on Twitter from people and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true or what, but that'll be a very interesting fight. Difficult matchup for Darren Till regarding the wrestling, but a great comeback fight for Darren Till. If he was to beat Colby Covington, he's right back in the mix. So I hope that fight happens. I do. But anyway, end of the year, Tyron Woodley, Brett Okamoto said, who, Harrington?
Brett Okamoto agrees with you both. Tyron Woodley.
I didn't say Tyron Woodley.
Oh, I thought you said Tyron. My bad, Lewis. Sorry.
No.
Oh, careful, Harrington. We have to go to a little sensitive Susan over there. Lewis, sorry, we apologize. Who do you have at the end of the year?
I'm not being a sensitive Susan. I'm just saying you wanted to go a certain format of the fucking segment. I'm just going with the format. I'm going with another bold prediction.
Ooh.
Time for another bold prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy has been out for a little bit. Who knows what's going to happen? He's been in and out. Is he going to come back? Is he not going to come back? Ladies and gentlemen, I think one Mr. George St. Pierre will be coming back to the 170-pound division. Super fight against Tyron motherfucking Woodley to end the year, and I think he does beat Tyron for that title.
Oh, that is a bold prediction, and I do like it. If they were to fight, I'm not sure if I agree with it, as much as that pains me to say, because whilst I had the best training camp of my life for that fight, other than getting caught with that left hook down to vision problems, I felt great in that fight. Fucking little shit. If I ever get my hands on him again, we'll make it. We'll make it right. Yeah, we will. But I think Tyron would probably take him. But
you think so?
Bold. I like it.
Do you like Tyron over GSP?
I think I do. I like myself over both of them. I know that, even though I fought GSP and it didn't go well. Everyone's allowed a bad night at the office, okay? Simple as that. We've had the occasional bad show. We've had the occasional one that wasn't that good. That version of Michael Bisping that night wasn't that good. Just saying, It wasn't my best night. It wasn't my stellar.
We've had a few shows where we've had some ice on the ribs during these shows, so to say.
There you go. Ice on the ribs. So that's a bold prediction. I like it. Moving on to who Okamoto has Woodley.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Moving on light heavyweight. Ooh,
no, middleweight.
Now, I consulted the great Callum Bisping for this one, and I asked him, and because I was thinking Forrest Whitaker all day, but
the actor with one eye. What?
Sorry.
Bold prediction. Bold prediction. Forrest Whitaker will come into the UFC middleweight division and he will dominate.
Yeah, my bad. Robert Whitaker. I could have sworn Robert Whitaker was going to do it, but I'm going to say Kelvin Gastelum. Even though I don't. If you put a gun to my head and my life depended on it, I'd pick Robert Whitaker. But just for the sake of fun, just for the sake of mixing it up, and maybe a little bit of my own ego sprinkled in there as well, we'll say Kelvin Gastelum gets the job done. But I don't think it will. But just to spice it up a little bit, I'm going to say Whitaker is the champ at the end of 2019. Gastelum, I mean.
I want to come out and say this. I want to be like, Israel Adesanya, because that's the pick. That's the big sexy pick right now. But I weirdly think Anderson's going to beat him. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why in my head I can't get past the fact that I think Anderson's going to come out and just do some crazy fucking magic and be able to beat this guy at his own game. And I don't know why I mentally can't get past that.
Wow, hold on a minute. Let's just say this. Maniac bold prediction. Anderson beats Adesanya and Anderson becomes the champion.
What?
Because he has been promised a title shot. Anderson has been promised a title shot. I saw earlier today he did an interview with a Brazilian reporter, and he was saying that he thinks TRT, testosterone replacement therapy should be allowed again. That's very surprising, Anderson, considering that you test positive every other week and you're getting old. But that's bullshit. That's bullshit, buddy. But he has still got something. He is still Anderson Silva. And Adesanya did pay homage to that. He did acknowledge the fact that the Spider can still surprise everybody with something. So I don't know. That's an interesting fight, Lewis. I don't know what's going to happen there. But that is a potential pick. That is a bold prediction, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Anderson Silva, it's a style thing. Like, look, Anderson Silva to this day can knock anybody out. And you're talking about guys like, Kelvin and Robert Whittaker. They're incredible athletes, but it's like, I mean, Anderson Silva is still fucking Anderson Silva. I mean, he still has that legendary thing about him. He still has that split, you blink in 1 second, he can fucking kick you in your head. Any given Sunday. I don't think it's even that bold of a prediction to say Anderson Silva at the end of the year could be champion. That's not crazy. If Anderson Silva fought anybody in the top 5 right now, Yoel, Luke Rockhold, Kelvin, Chris Watt, any of these guys, I could see him knocking him out. I'm not saying that he would. It's not a foregone conclusion. I'm saying he could, though.
I agree. I do agree. He could knock out all 5 of them. He could. He's certainly capable of that. He's shown it time and time again. Fortunately, we haven't got too long to wait because that fight with Israel, which I'm looking forward to, and shout out to Israel Adesanya because I like Israel.
Yeah,
I like how he handles himself. I think he's fucking hilarious, and I'm a big fan of that guy. I feel like he's not feeling the love. He doesn't. I think he thinks I'm against him and I'm not rooting for him. I like Israel. I do. I just said I wasn't overly impressed with the Brunson fight not because of anything he did. He was awesome. Just Brunson was shit.
Well, you also
what I mean?
You also said if there's one guy you would want to fight, it would be him, and you think you could beat him. You did spend a whole segment saying that once recently.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? That's because he's the guy with the hype right now. The question was, Michael, if you had one person you could fight on the roster right now, who would it be? I feel that is a compliment to say out of all the people, all the tremendous fighters, all the talent, the stacked talent that the UFC has, out of all the plethora of world-class fighters that I would choose would be Israel Adesanya. I feel that is a compliment. It was not a put-down. It was not a slight. It was not a critique of his work. It was a compliment saying he's the man right now, the surging superstar that has all the hype. So if I was to fight anybody, it would be him because I feel I can beat him. Well, he feels like he can beat me as well. I'm not getting my knickers in a fucking twist. I'll say, all right, fair play, Israel. You should think that because that's what we do as fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and to be fair,
Sensitive Susan all day.
Sensitive Susan all day. And I mean, there's not many people. You're a psychopath. I've talked to you off air. We're not doing this for fun or for the show. You literally think you could beat up any man in the world. You get 2 or 3 beers of Michael Bisping, you could fucking show him the Hulk across the street. He'd be like, dude, that guy wants to fight you. He's ready to go. You're a psychopath. And I think most guys who fight on a high level like that.
That's reality, Lewis.
But I think most UFC fighters or guys who fight on that highest level probably think they can beat up anybody.
Well, yeah, but I'm like, again, that's reality. What world are you living in, Lewis? No, for sure. Listen, that's where you got to be if you're a professional fighter. Certainly the size that I am. I'm not saying I'm a monster because I'm not, but I'm not a small guy, but I'm big enough to mix it up with anybody. I certainly have no fear. But that said, Gastelum, you've got who?
185. I like the Anderson pick that you picked. I like that bold prediction. Anderson Silva beats Adesanya, gets a title shot off of that, and then holy shit, he's the fucking champion again. He'll get popped and he'll be stripped from the title, but that's okay.
Yeah, he will get popped. TRT. Yeah, he's normal. I like that. It's very good. All right, Anderson Silva. Moving on. Who did Brett Okamoto say? Sorry, Lewis, if I'm not keeping it in the proper, flow of things. Who did Okamoto say?
Brett Okamoto predicted that Robert Whittaker will defend the belt 3 times this year and leave 2018 as champion.
Okay.
No, 2018 just happened, Harrington, but whatever.
2019. Come on. I'm still catching up, Mike.
Okay.
Sorry.
Slip of the tongue, my friend. It's okay.
I think I earned a shame,
which brings it... no, you've had enough attention this episode.
Sorry,
this brings us on to light heavyweight. I feel Listen, I mean, my word. Oh, because Anthony Smith was just on the show, and I love Anthony Smith, and what a great guy. And thanks again, Anthony, for coming on, because that was a great interview. One of the better ones we've done. Certainly wasn't conducting the interview through a fucking time machine from Australia with pink headphones on due to somebody's technical difficulties that shall remain nameless, Harrington. But this is what we said. Lewis, end of the year, who's the champ?
All right, end of the year champion, and this is going to seem a little bit out there, but once again, I'm going bold. This is the theme of today's episode is bold predictions, and this guy has been, he hasn't fought in a little while, but he's been training. There's been videos of him on Instagram coming back to the gym hard. We've seen him spend a lot of time at 185 pounds, but he started off most of his career at 205. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, the end of 2019, your 205-pound champion, Michael the Count Bisping.
Lewis,
Michael.
Lewis. I said not to say anything. For fuck's sake, Jesus Christ! First of all, you're talking about the nose job. Now you, I told you not to mention the comeback. Fuck's sake.
Anyway, 205-pound comeback.
Hopefully nobody notices this, but the clickbait websites, they won't know because I'm trying to get ready, on the DL, on the down low.
Obviously.
My prediction, shh, just leave it there, Lewis. Leave it there. Moving on. My prediction, I don't know. Who does Okamoto say?
He's sticking with Jon Jones.
Decent prediction. It's not a bad prediction.
Easy money.
I mean, who am I to argue with Brett Okamoto? Okay.
I would say that he would get suspended and stripped, but I mean, there's no rhyme or reason anymore. I have no idea. Probably. I mean, who at 205 pounds is going to beat him? I would love Anthony Smith to beat him. I'm rooting for Anthony Smith. You better believe I'm rooting for him. Am I putting any money on him?
Now,
actually, I probably
let's
will.
say like this. Yeah, I'll put some money on Anthony Smith, and I'll use betdsi.com to do so. But Anthony Smith can do it. He can, and I'm rooting for you. But who knows? Probably Jon Jones, but we'll see. Because for him to do that, it'd be a massive upset. And upsets can happen, and they do happen. And I hope another one happens here. But if I'm honest, you put a gun to my head, probably Jon Jones. Probably. Moving on to heavyweight. Lewis, go ahead.
Well, DC is going to be retired, right? He said he wants to be retired by when?
March.
By March. I don't think that's true. I don't think DC is retiring by March. There's too much left on the table. Like, how is he taking all these fights by March? That's 2 months away.
That's great that he's saying this, isn't it? Because if there's one way of getting a massive $5-10 million payday out of the UFC is by putting out the narrative for the last 2 years. March 2019, I'm retired, bro. And then it's like, come on, let's go again. He's like, I've told you for 2 years, doggy. March 2019, I'm retired. And it's like, fuck, okay, here, have $10 million. And you're like, all right, okay. When all along that might have been DC's plan. And if it was DC, my apologies. But that's genius. I love it. I say DC's going to fight Jon Jones. I say DC's going to fight Brock Lesnar. I say DC's going to fight Jon Jones. And I say DC beats Jon Jones. And I say DC retires champion 2019.
All right, so who comes after him then? Who's the guy that takes the heavyweight title?
I don't know. Derek Lewis? I don't know. Oh, Cain Velasquez.
Stipe versus Cain.
We said this. Stipe versus Cain. Vacant. Is it vacant? Is that the word I'm looking for? Vacant Heavyweight belt. Yeah.
That makes sense. I think that Stipe beats Cain, though. Cain's got to start slipping at one point. It's the injuries have to catch up, the age has to catch up, the inactivity has to catch up. I think Stipe, Daniel beat him. You know what I'm saying? But if Stipe and Daniel Cormier fought again, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Daniel Cormier just handles Stipe the same way that he did. Stipe is I don't know, just kind of weirdly like an afterthought. Now people aren't even like, who's Stipe fighting next? Doesn't he have a fight booked?
No, he doesn't. He has no fight booked. Kane is fighting Francis Ngannou in Phoenix shortly. And that's why I say I think it'll be Stipe versus Kane. The thing about Kane, and I was thinking about this as you were talking there, you know, Dana always talks about it, and it's a common narrative, and there is some reality to it. Once fighters start talking about their post-athletic career, once they start talking about doing other things and having one foot out the door, that's the beginning of the end, so to speak. And I was just trying to think whether or not I agree with that, you know, because to a certain degree, that's just a case of being smart. You know what I mean? They're just trying to be smart and proactive and plan the next thing. The reason I'm saying all this is because Cain Velasquez is talking about going over to the WWE. You know, he's saying he loves it. He knows that DC has contacts there and all this type of stuff. And when he's done with the UFC, he wants to wrestle in the WWE. So that's what triggered
It's a little weird.
that thought process. You know, so the fact that he's saying like that, I don't know. Does it mean that he's fully committed to his UFC career? I don't know. I mean, DC would know. Only people in the gym would know if he's applying himself like he used to. The fact that he said that does make me ponder that question. Doesn't mean I'm saying that is the case, but it does raise that question.
I stand by this, Mike, and I really mean this. And I'm not even just saying it to be provocative or be an asshole here. You need to get your fucking agent, and you need to go and get an interview with the WWE. You are designed for it. Cain Velasquez is going to be a presser. Cain Velasquez, have you ever heard him interview? I mean, I'm not being an asshole here. He is one of the most boring people I've ever heard speak. I mean, geez, you literally, dude, you fucking start taking some steroids, get all fucking jacked up, dude. You come out, you're the fucking... Motherfuckers! Doggy, you already do it. You already talk shit like a pro wrestler. I'll be your manager. I'll come out, I'll be your manager. I'll take bumps in the ring. It'll be great.
All right, let's do it. I just need a doctor to give me fucking shit tons of steroids. Get me fucking jacked like a motherfucker.
I think Harrington can get you steroids.
Let's do it. Hey. Fucking take some. Do me a favor then. Let's do it. WWE, if you're listening, I'm fucking here. I'm a gun for hire. Let's go. I'll smoke all you motherfuckers. Only problem is it's fake. Okay, that's my only issue.
Doggy, acting is fake. You went onto the set of fucking Triple X. You weren't a fucking badass international spy. Let me break the news to you.
Whoa. Yes, I am. Yes, I was. I am a badass. I am a superhero. I do superhero landings. That wasn't fake. That's reality, Lewis. What are you talking about? Don't crush my soul.
Would you? I don't understand how you haven't pursued it, because you're big. You're like 220 pounds, 225 pounds. You throw in another 15, 20 pounds. You're as big as any of the wrestlers. You're 6'2", right?
6'2", baby. Tall, dark, and handsome.
This is it. I don't understand. How are you not excited about it? The training is way easier than fucking training, and you're already a star. You have fucking 500,000 Twitter followers. It's easy. Just go and fucking do it. Ronda Rousey stinks. She's so bad on microphone. You're actually good at this shit.
I have 1.1 million Instagram followers, okay, Lewis? Do not go with 500,000 Twitters, okay? Wow. Like, social media shame there. Jesus Christ. All right, listen. What's he called? McMahon? Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
Hit me up, doggy. Let's talk. Let's do lunch.
You really should. Michael Bisping said it best.
All right, so there you go. That was that. I love the way in true sexist fashion we just didn't mention the women's belts at all. Let's go through them real quick.
Do we have to? Do we really have to?
So
is that? Go on.
To be clear, I just want to see who you have, Mike, because I'm going to write this down for the year-end show.
Okay,
all right,
fine.
Let's go. Go through it.
Also, Harrington just sent me the average WWE wrestler is 6'2", 240.
Bro, you give me a few more of these bad boys, I'll be 240 in no time.
Who was the British guy? There was
Brett the Hitman Hart.
He's a British.
Davey Boy Smith.
These guys are all
the British Bulldog.
Boy Smith.
British Bulldog.
The British Bulldog.
But no, there was another guy who was like a blue blood. That was what Hunter S. Helmsley was.
William Regal.
Yeah, Lord Stephen Regal.
Yeah.
Lord Stephen Regal was like a British. Pull up Lord Stephen Regal if you can for a second.
This is Count.
Yes.
Mike, the Count Bisping. I come in like fucking Dracula with a cape on, and like, never mind the Undertaker. You come in with like not an urn, but something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it, Lewis.
I'm 100% serious, though. I'm serious. I feel like you're talking shit.
I'm totally serious. hey, listen. If they wanted to entertain this, I would definitely explore it 100%. Let's have a look at these fuckers, then.
This is the guy that I think he was going for what you were going for, Lord Steven Regal. That's in the video game. This is who he was for real, though.
He looks like a dork.
He's a fucking dork. They're all pussies.
He's holding up 3 fingers. Who does that? It's 2 or 1. Jesus Christ. Extra.
He's saying, I'm number 3. He doesn't have confidence.
Yeah. Who does number 2 work for?
You want to get some questions going?
WWE, hit me up. Hold on real fast. Come on, listen, we're not that bad. Rose Namajunas versus Jessica Andrade. Who wins real fast? Jesus Christ. Do you know what? I have a feeling that Andrade could pull it off because she's a beast, but I will say Rose. I'll say Rose, but that is a dangerous fight for Rose. Moving on to all right, no, Lewis, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, are we saying who's going to be the champion of that division?
Yeah, at the end of 2019. Listen, you got 3 choices: Andrade, Namajunas, or Jon Jones.
I think it's Rose. I think Rose is she's turned a corner. I think she's a star. I think she's but who fucking knows? I don't know, man. It's like the Wild West with the women. It's so like early on with some of these like chicks. There's only a handful of them that are really good, and then you're completely surprised because out of nowhere somebody comes out and does some crazy shit. Like nobody thought Rose Namajunas was going to beat
Jon
Jacek twice.
So then we'll go to 25, and I say that's a no-brainer. I said that's Valentina Shevchenko all day. She will remain the champion. Do you sign off? Do you sign on?
No, I say Cyborg's going to cut off her leg and go down to 125 pounds and beat everybody with one leg.
With the leg, WWE style?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Lewis with the bold predictions today.
Bold predictions.
Moving on to 135, we have Amanda Nunes. Do you see anybody? Let's just say it like this: do you see anybody beating Amanda Nunes? Because I don't.
Fucking way. I mean, holy shit, dude. Amanda Nunes, what she did with Cyborg, it's just sort of. I've said this for a while now. When certain athletes get to the top and get to the pinnacle of success and they get the money and the training partners and the fame and the taste of success, I think you see how good they truly are. And I think that's a perfect example with Amanda Nunes. We are seeing the best Amanda Nunes, and I don't know, anybody who's going to beat her. I mean, the way she beat Cyborg, I mean, the rematch is set. Or not set, but the rematch, the rematch is ripe to be set, and I think it should be set. I think Cyborg deserves a rematch. She's such a badass fucking athlete. And to be honest, there's no other story there. Like, I can see Cyborg winning that fight. If they fought again, it's not crazy. They go and they fight like fucking dudes, and one could knock the other one out at any given moment. And that's the only fight that I see, as interesting, but that's at 145 pounds. That's not even at 135, so...
Yeah. I mean, that is the one that's to be discussed, I guess, because 135 Nunes all day. I don't really see anybody beating her. And then 145, I mean, basically it comes down to, does Cyborg beat Nunes? Because I don't see anybody else at 145 beating Nunes either. I certainly don't think Megan Anderson has got what it takes to do it. Cyborg is the only threat to her. And if she gets the rematch, I think Cyborg could do it. Perillo said that first leg kick kind of took Cyborg out of a game, and she got a little too aggressive, and she played into the hands of into Nunes and things like that. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's one of those. But out of loyalty to Jason Perillo, then I say 145. And by the way, it's not only loyalty. That's one of those fights. It could go either way. But of course, I'm slightly biased because I have a personal relationship with Cyborg, so I'll say Cyborg on that one. But it's one of those fights, as we just saw. Nunes just finished you in 54 seconds. I say Cyborg can get it done in the rematch, but who fucking knows? Harrington, take your picks, make record, and there. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. There's our predictions. Bam, 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 bam.
Well, I mean, thanks, Alex.
There it is.
But how soon do you think the UFC changes this dumb policy where they don't allow a champion to hold 2 belts. They have to change it because it's almost like
no, because that's what makes legendary fighters. Roy Jones Jr. back in the day was the champion of multiple weight classes in boxing, and that's how true stars are born.
Yeah.
Listen, when you see a fighter that wins and becomes so dominant, like McGregor, part of the reason, listen, he's got the talk, he's got the action, he's very funny, he's charismatic, you know what I mean? You're drawn to his personality. But on top of that, on his rise up, he was smoking all the competition. People get behind that. So they want to see, the UFC want to build stars. There's no better way of building stars than having multiple weight champions. I know what you're going to say. There is an issue with them defending and an issue with them being stripped. You're right. But I still think that it's good for business overall to have different champions being multiple weight world champions.
No, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying because we agree. I'm saying that I think it's great that Amanda Nunes has 2 titles. I think it's really good that she has the 145 and the 135. The main reason is because she beat the person on the 145-pound title and she beat the person that 135-pound title. She's a true champion, truly. Now, if you strip her of one of those titles, you sort of depreciate the value of that title, whichever one you strip her of. It doesn't matter. She beat that last champion and you ruin the lineage. And I think that it's sort of, we're running into this over and over again. And I think specifically in this division where you have Amanda Nunes, and I don't think anybody's really beating her. So which title is she giving up? Is she giving up 145? Is she giving up 135? And then at that point you go like, well, what are we pretending? We know she's the best at both divisions if she can beat Cyborg again, without a doubt. So why are we it's almost like a fake thing in the air that like there's no actual logical reason for it.
Correct. I agree. We had this discussion on last week's show or the week before. We've spoken about it. But you are right. I do agree. And that is our champion roundtable discussion of the end of 2019. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did because it was fantastic. Do we have video questions or anything like that?
Any video questions?
I see Lewis pointing at something. I see it.
We do. And I want to say real quick before we get those questions up, if you love the show.
Sorry. 115 women's champion will be Tatiana Suarez. I just looked at my list. I was going off freestyle, but I'm wrong. The 115 women's champion will be Tatiana Suarez. Okay, her wrestling is ridiculous, and I feel that she has the skills to be the champion. But there you go. Other than that, I had TJ Holloway, Khabib, Tyron, Gastelum, Jones, DC, Tatiana Suarez, Shevchenko, Nunes, Cyborg. And go on. If you love the show,
you should know that we have 108 episodes available on demand whenever you want to watch them. You go to gasdigitalnetwork.com, use the promo code BYM, get a 14-day free trial. Binge watch every episode we've ever done. They're ad-free. They come out a day before they go to iTunes or YouTube or anywhere else. You can also watch the shows for free live every Monday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. It's free. You don't have to subscribe or anything. Just go to gasdigitalnetwork.com/live and watch the live stream. And if you guys really want to help out the show, go to iTunes right now, leave us a 5-star ranking, positive review, tell a couple friends about the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us on social media. Whatever you can do to spread the word about the Believe You Me podcast. We are committed to doing 2 episodes a week right now. I know we talked about, we're clearing our schedules right now. Looks like we're able to do about 2 a week for the next couple months at least. So tell some friends about it. We're committing to you guys. You commit back to us, motherfuckers.
We will be doing 2 shows a week. That is a fact. And as we said last time, remember, there is going to be some free signable signature edition Michael Bisping gloves being given away through the comment section of iTunes. So make sure you leave your comment and tell your friends about it, all that good stuff. Same on Instagram as well. We will be giving away some signable products for people that help spread the word of the Believe You Me. And Lewis, we got to start some merchandise, some cups, some t-shirts, things like that. We're going to get that going this year as well. I have a lot of people. Yeah, when I come over New York next week, we're going to discuss that, and we're going to discuss that other endeavor that we have coming up as well. We're gonna get into that pretty good. But without further ado, video question numero uno.
All right, good, Alex.
Por favor.
So our first question is from Aiden from Keeley and
Keithley.
Alan Chaps, big fan of the show. Especially a big fan of when Bisping knocked that dickhead rock called out. Pow, 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 pow. Do the noises. Anyway, my question is, I want to start MMA training. What is the best stand-up martial art to start in? Would it be kickboxing?
What was his name?
Aiden.
Aiden, first of all, buddy, thanks for your question. That's Aiden from Keighley, not too far away from where I'm from. Yeah, nice to hear a proper northern accent there. I feel like he's sitting in a gaming chair that I bought my son for Christmas as well. I forget the model, but yeah, that's definitely the gaming chair that I bought my son for Christmas. What is the best stand-up? Keighley, by the way. Never been to Keighley, but yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll correct that soon. But best stand-up for the best stand-up, would it be kickboxing? See, the thing is, kickboxing is good because you do punch and you kick, and you can in MMA, but it does lack some fundamentals that you need. For MMA, the boxing is the best martial art, but you've got to, but it's limited to just hands. But the thing is, the footwork that you get in boxing is perfect for MMA. You have the ability to go in, to go out, to move around the octagon. Thai boxing is very good. You got very good strong kicks, knees, and elbows. But in Thai boxing, there isn't much footwork. In fact, if anything, Thai boxing is kind of like a dick measuring contest where you both stand in front of one another and you trade shots until one person can't really take it. They don't all go down like that, but there is a big emphasis on footwork in Muay Thai. And also the hands do lack a little bit as well. Of course, kicks, knees, elbows are all very good, and they do throw punches. So Thai boxing is good, but it's weak on the hands and it's weak on the footwork. Kickboxing is good. It all depends on what style of kickboxing and who's coaching it. I'd say it's going to be a blend of boxing with some Muay Thai strikes thrown in, a mixture of boxing and Muay Thai. You blend them two together. You've got Thai boxing, but I wouldn't say Thai boxing predominantly. But yeah, if that answers your question, basically, if you're in Keighley and you want to start some MMA, go down into Manchester. There's a few good MMA gyms around there, and check it out. And best of luck, Aiden. Thanks for listening to the show, Lewis. I'm intrigued. What do you think the best stand-up art would be to?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, and, I think I come from a fairly unique perspective because I did train a very little bit for a very specific reason, which is my Ellis Mania fight last year. As everyone knows, I famously won a unanimous decision. I think that getting into an MMA gym, if you're trying to fight MMA, getting into an MMA gym and sparring MMA is the best way to learn it. Actually sparring, looking for takedowns, actually going in and doing it was what taught me the most. I think I've taken boxing classes and I've taken Muay Thai classes and I've taken all of that. But really what was the most practical was sparring, having a guy trying to take me down, trying to punch him while he tried to take me down, trying to avoid being punched while I'm trying to take him down. There was a very specific skill set there, which any of the singular components that I had done in the past didn't really, they weren't as important as going in and learning that practical thing. I think wrestling is probably something that if you learn on its own as a foundational thing is really practical, but I don't know how practical if you were to learn just Muay Thai, how much it would help you with MMA when you transition. It might teach you bad habits.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. You can't just go into being or with the mindset of being an MMA fighter, competitor, whatever you want to call it, just with kickboxing, boxing, or kickboxing background. You've got to have the grappling side of things as well. But I think he was just talking about the stand-up side of things. But all in all, I think that wrestling is probably the best foundation because it's very technical, but it's also very, very tough. So tough. It really is. The conditioning, the mental toughness that you have to be a successful wrestler will cross over. And if you're good enough and you have the willpower to learn to be able to become a good wrestler, you can add the hands-on as well, in my humble opinion. Jiu-jitsu is also needed. It's all needed. But yeah, Aiden, thank you. Big up Keighley. Nice to know that you listen to the show up there. It really is. I'm heading over there in March. Can't wait. Very, very excited to be spending some time back in England in March. But yeah, thanks again, Aiden. Next question, do we have?
We do. Our next question is from Cody from Harlem.
What? It's from my hood.
What? Hold on, stop.
What's up,
Whoa, what?
That is not how I imagine somebody from Harlem looks. Okay, right off the bat, when you say Harlem, I don't think that guy. Okay, he looks like fucking he works for Elon Musk. Okay, when they say Harlem, just let's just leave it at that. That's not what I'm thinking. But anyway, continue.
What's up, believers? With UFC moving into the ESPN era, I have a question for both of you. Mike, how is this going to impact how your job is with UFC? And Lewis, do you think it'll mean more crossover being on a national network like ESPN? Harrington, I would ask your opinion, but I really don't give a shit. Harrington, you fucking suck. Thanks, guys.
I love this guy.
Yeah, oh my God.
Video question of the year.
Hold on. What Animaker? That is his tag there. Animaker. If you're listening to this, which I hope
hold
you
on.
are,
Let me, Mike. Hold on. I think that was the app that he was using was called Animaker.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
What
Well,
was his name?
sorry. It says that.
His name was Cody.
Cody.
If you want to make some adverts or some cartoons, to help us get the word out there, some social media stuff, some comical highlights, anybody that wants to help us do that, then feel free. You can come and work for us for free. You can. I'll allow it. I'll allow you to do stellar work, a very high quality production for free. I'll allow it. But
Well, I'll
join
say
the
this,
team.
if people like to, anybody who does things like that, any animations, things like that, if you ever send them to us, we will share them via social media, and we will. That was really cool. I know I guess that was the app that he had used, which was Animaker, but that was really, if you get creative, I will tell you right now, that is a guaranteed way to get your stuff played on the show. So I appreciate that more than the...
Oh, absolutely, 100%. But what I'm saying is, if anybody wants to do some highlights of like some parts of the show and like you make it in a cartoon format that we can share on Instagram and help publicize the show, yeah, man, we welcome all of that. ESPN, it's funny because we had a production call for the first show. And we were told not to say too much about what's going on yet because we don't want to step over toes. I mean, it's out there that I am going to be crossing over to ESPN. I've mentioned that before on the show, so I'm not going to undo that and try and pretend there's some false suspense as to whether or not I am going. But I've got to respect the wishes. They said, the PR team for the UFC and the PR team over at ESPN, they want to handle things their own way, of course, and you got to respect that. Have the professional courtesy. So can't go into it too much. I do appreciate the question. I appreciate the effort you went to, but all shall be revealed in good time. Lewis.
The crossover opportunity for us? Yeah, I mean, look.
I hope so. I hope we can get this fucking podcast on ESPN or ESPN gets behind us because they need some good content. Who knows, Lewis? Maybe we take this show and we fucking do our own fucking MMA show on ESPN. Who knows? Who knows?
Somebody just asked me to do an interview. Dazen. They asked me to do an interview for Dazen to talk about MMA, and I'm like, you guys don't want me to talk about MMA. I'm not very good at talking about MMA.
Take it.
I will.
Hey, the reality is that ESPN is a massive, massive sports network, probably the number one sports network in the world. And whilst I am... I'll miss the days at Fox and I miss all the people that we worked with. It is a new venture. It is a new era that we're going into, and I'm excited to be a part of it and excited to see what will unfold and become of these next few years. We got one more question?
One more question, Alex?
We do. One moment, sorry.
Here we go. And also, I'll say, announced yesterday, they're going to show Conor versus Khabib, Joanna versus Rose 1 and 2, and Garbrandt versus... TJ
Dillashaw.
1 and 2 for free tomorrow night on ESPN, which is kind of cool.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that is very cool, actually. All great fights, legendary fights from this year. So, yeah, check them out, people. But I heard a third party in the background there leads me to believe that our friend Alex is queued up the video and is ready to roll.
Yep. The last video is from... Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
The
It's
last
okay. Take a
video
deep breath.
here is from Cathal from Ireland.
Cathal from Ireland.
Carl here from Ireland.
Cat-
Fan of the show, listening from the early days back when it was just audio. I've come a long way. Just recently saw a video there of Max Holloway hitting his buddy with a spinning back kick when they met their target of subscribers on YouTube. So my question is, Lewis, would you be willing to take a liver shot off Mike if you meet a target of subscribers by a certain date?
Liver shot. My liver's not doing good these days. That's not the shot I'd want to take.
Yeah. First of all, Cahill. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cahill, as it, much like the UFC fighter. I don't know if you remember him. Cahill Pendred. Cahill Pendred. He was very, very good. Tough fighter. But yeah, Cahill, thank you for the question. Really do appreciate it. What is he referring to? How many subscribers and what did they subscribe to for Max Holloway? Does anybody know?
His
Lewis?
YouTube channel? I don't know. I have no idea. But he did a spinning back kick to somebody.
Maybe it was Instagram followers or something like that. But yeah, so he did a spinning back kick. I feel I don't know how many subscribers we have for the audio section. And by the way, shout out to that guy. He said he used to listen to it when it was just audio and not video. So yeah, definitely back in the day.
Holy
so
shit!
Thank you again for the.
I wish that he submitted his question when it was just audio and not video. Holy fuck, that guy was weird looking.
Hey, have a bit of respect. Jeez, Lewis, we're trying to build the channel, trying to build the show.
He knows.
You don't go out there.
He's got a mirror.
I feel like, listen. He's a good-looking guy. Okay?
Pull him back
he's
up.
Irish.
Pull his face back up. Tell me he's good looking. Tell me he's good looking again.
Best of a bad bunch.
Oh fuck, dude.
All right, let's make a bold prediction. And if we hit it, hold on. If we hit it or don't hit it, which way round should it be? You get some kind of shot. I say that we'll have 100,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the year.
And then if we don't, you get to. I say you suck my fucking dick. You're not touching me. I will fucking hit you with a hammer and I'll beat you within an inch of your life. If you ever come near me with your dumb feet, don't touch me, Michael Bisping.
If I'm right, I put a shin guard on and leg kick you.
Go fuck yourself. If you leg kick me, I'm gonna fucking stab you to death with a fucking butterfly knife. Don't come near me.
And if I'm wrong, you get to do something equally painful to me.
I get to give you back your old nose. What
you
movie?
Can try, motherfucker.
What movie?
I don't know. What is that movie?
That'll be, that's good trivia right there. What is that for the believers next week?
But just tell me the goddamn answer. Don't leave me hanging.
Spaceballs.
No, I've never seen Spaceballs.
What? You've never seen Spaceballs?
I've never seen Spaceballs.
Doggy.
Sorry,
now you need to literally all right, look. And I know last time I gave you Walk Hard, and by the way, your whole family, they know nothing about good comedy. It didn't work. It's a different type of movie. Spaceballs is a fucking real deal classic parody of like all the sci-fi movies.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen little bits of it. It's got what? Is it got? Who's it? Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis.
Yeah. I've seen bits of it. I wasn't overly keen, if I'm honest. I enjoy comedy, but there's a lot of slapstick in it, isn't there? It's a little silly. I don't enjoy it too silly, if I'm honest. I don't go into silliness, Lewis.
Wait a minute, it was for 500 subscribers on his YouTube channel?
Yeah, just 500.
500? We got 30,000. They need to have more pride. Whoever his podcast partner is needs to have a little more pride in himself. 500, that was it? And he took a fucking kick from Max Holloway?
Well, anyway, I say we're going to have 100,000 by the end of this year. I feel like we're growing exponentially, and we will get there. 100,000 is my prediction. It is my bold prediction to go with all the others. And with that, combined with the fact that the Cellar Artois has me needing the toilet, and Lewis has his hand raised, go ahead, sir. Ask your question.
No, I was just saying one love.
One left? One left what?
One love. I was just doing like one of the... I'm a little drunk.
Oh. One love. Yeah, okay. Well, that is the show. It is Friday night. Go and enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the weekend. That's about it. Thanks for listening. And one love.